My beloved child, listen to this with a quiet heart. The battle you are walking through is not only about you. If you see it merely as a personal pain, you will easily grow weary and wonder why you must endure so much. But when your eyes are opened, you will see that behind these trials is a current greater than your life, deeper than your passing emotions, wider than what you can understand in one brief season. There are things I am doing within you, not only to heal today, but also to change the direction of tomorrow. There are chains I am breaking within you, not only so that you may be free, but so that the generations after you will no longer have to carry the same burden. There are lies I am uprooting from your heart, not only so that you may stand firm, but so that a new legacy may be sown through your life. Do not underestimate what you are overcoming. The nights when you wrestle to keep your heart pure, the days when you choose forgiveness instead of retaliation, the times when you do not return to the old path, even though pain calls your name. All of these carry weight before me. You think you are only fighting to survive a season, but I am using that very season to teach you, to rule over the things that once ruled over you. You think you are only learning to rise again after being wounded, but I am forging within you an endurance that can become shelter for many others. You think you are only passing through fire, but I am separating from you everything that does not belong to the light, so that when you come out, you will not merely be alive. You will carry the authority of one who has been refined. Your true identity was not born from the things that wounded you. You are not the name your past once placed upon you. You are not the wound, not the abandonment, not the mistake, not the judgment of those who cannot see what I have placed within you. Before you were misunderstood, I knew you. Before you were wounded, I called you. Before you ever fell, I wrote upon you a purpose that darkness cannot erase. So do not let painful chapters claim to be the author of your life. They may be part of the journey, but they have no right to define you. Only the one who created you has the right to call you by your true name. I know there are times when you look at your life and ask, who am I after all of this? You have gone through so many changes, so many losses, so many moments of having to begin again, that your image of yourself has become blurred. But my child, sometimes I allow false layers to fall away so that you no longer confuse them with your true essence. There were titles you once clung to because you feared you would have nothing else, but they were only temporary garments. There were roles you once wore in order to be accepted, but they were not the mantle I prepared for you. I am calling you back to your original identity in me, one who is loved, chosen, guided, renewed, and sent, not because of perfection, but because of grace and holy purpose. Remember Moses, my beloved child. He once grew up in a palace and then had to flee into the wilderness. In the eyes of many, his life seemed broken in two. A noble past, a hidden present, a calling seemingly buried beneath the dust of many years. He once thought he did not have enough words, enough strength, enough worthiness to stand before a king and lead a people out of bondage. But I did not call him according to his fear. I called him according to what I had placed within him before he understood himself. The ordinary staff in the hand of a shepherd, when placed under my guidance, became a sign of power. The wilderness did not destroy the mission. The wilderness prepared the one who was sent. The years that seemed forgotten were, in truth, the place where I formed a leader who could step into the palace without being made proud by the palace and walk among the people without forgetting mercy. In the same way, do not curse your wilderness season. Do not be quick to see hidden times as proof that you have been forgotten. I often prepare those who carry great missions in places where few people can see. I train obedience before I entrust influence. I deepen the roots before I allow the tree to grow tall. I teach you to listen in silence before I allow you to speak among the crowds. I teach you discernment through the times you were deceived, humility through seasons when no one recognized you, and endurance through roads with no applause. You think I am delaying, but I am preparing the mantle. You think I am holding you back, but I am placing within you the capacity to carry what you were once not steady enough to bear. You must understand that the mantle I give is not an ornament for admiration. It is a sign of responsibility. Authority in me is not the right to dominate others, but the capacity to serve in purity, stand firm in trials, guard what is holy, and lead with love. Anyone who wants to carry something great without allowing me to purify the heart can easily turn a gift into a stage for the ego. But you, I am teaching you to walk another way. I do not only want you to be lifted up, I want you to be lifted up and still remain humble. I do not only want you to have a voice, I want that voice to carry healing. I do not only want you to step through open doors, I want you to enter them with a heart rightly ordered before me. Therefore, do not fear the fire of testing. Fire in my hand is not meant to consume you, but to reveal the precious substance I have placed inside. There are things that have attached themselves to you through old pain, through the words of people, through habits of fear, through family cycles, through insecurity passed down from one generation to the next. I am burning them away so that you will not pass on to tomorrow the chains of yesterday. When you choose healing instead of bitterness, you are changing the direction of the flow. When you choose to speak life instead of curses, you are laying the foundation for a new house. When you choose to walk in truth instead of hiding in familiar darkness, you are opening a way for those who come after you to inherit the light you paid a price to keep. You are not living only for yourself. Your hidden choices are creating a legacy. One sincere prayer today can become a seed of freedom for someone tomorrow. One decision not to return to the old thing can bring an end to a chain of pain that has lasted far too long. One time you rise in faith can become a spiritual landmark for the entire stream behind you. You may not see all of it now, but I see it. I see every young shoot being prepared through your obedience. I see the doors that will open because you did not give up. I see the people who will be strengthened by the story you are still weeping your way through today. So stand firm, my beloved child. Do not let the past call you by the old name anymore. Do not let trials make you forget that you are being prepared for something greater. Do not seek a mantle from people, because what I give does not need the approval of the crowd in order to have value. At the right time, I will place you where you are needed, give you the words you must speak, and lead you to the people who need to be touched by the light I have preserved within you. You will not come forth as one still defined by brokenness, but as one restored, affirmed, and sent. And when you look back, you will understand that the battle was not only meant to make you stronger. It became the holy furnace in which I formed the true identity, enduring legacy, and great purpose I had prepared for you before you even knew how to call your own name, my beloved child. Do not be overly shocked when you encounter betrayal on the road of life, as though it were something completely foreign to this world. I know it hurts. I know it leaves you stunned, because often the hand that wounds you is the hand that once held yours. The voice that hurts you is the voice that once promised to stay, and the eyes that turn away are the eyes that once made you believe you were safe. Betrayal hurts, not only because of what happened, but because it shakes your memories, makes you wonder whether the good things before were ever real, and causes you to doubt your own ability to love and trust. But my child, hear me with this gentleness. Betrayal does not prove that you were foolish for trusting. It only shows that the world has been fractured so deeply that even the things meant to be faithful can fall when they depart from the light. From ancient times, before you ever knew your own wounds, rebellion once appeared even in a place that seemed impossible for darkness to touch. There was one who once stood in splendor, who was near holy things, who was covered with beauty and position, but allowed pride to grow like a flame left unquenched. Samael, in the ancient traditions people often speak of as an image of rebellion, becomes a reminder that the highest position cannot keep a heart from falling if, within, it has chosen to separate itself from truth. Do you see? Betrayal does not begin with a loud action. It often begins in secret, when gratitude fades, when humility is replaced by self-exaltation, when a created being forgets that every beauty it possesses was given, not owned by itself. Therefore, when someone turns their back on you, do not immediately conclude that love is meaningless, that kindness was a mistake, or that loyalty is only for the weak. No, my child. Betrayal is evidence of the brokenness of the world, not proof that goodness has failed. A person may wrong you, but that does not make your sincerity shameful. A person may fail to keep their word, but that does not make faithfulness lose its worth. A person may use closeness to wound you, but that does not mean you must close every door and live like a house with no light left inside. I am not calling you to become cold in order to protect yourself. I am calling you to become wise, watchful, tender in my hand, yet not easily led astray by empty promises. Remember that human beings live amid fragility, amid desires, fears, selfishness, ignorance, and unhealed wounds. Some betray because of ambition. Some betray because they fear losing their own advantage. Some betray because they are jealous of what I have placed in another. Some betray because they have never learned how to love without control, never learned how to remain when truth requires humility. This does not excuse what is wrong, but it helps you not be swallowed by bitterness. When you understand that people can stumble, you will stop idolizing them. And when you stop placing them on the throne, where only I am worthy to sit, you will no longer collapse completely every time someone leaves or wounds you. I want you to look at betrayal with enlightened eyes, not with eyes controlled by injury. Do not let pain turn you into the very thing that wounded you. Do not let the deceit of another cause you to lose your purity. Do not let one unfaithful person make you swear that from now on you will no longer love with a truthful heart. You can learn discernment without becoming suspicious of everything. You can set boundaries without nurturing hatred. You can walk away from a toxic connection without cursing your entire journey. Wisdom is not closing every door. Wisdom is knowing which door I open, which door I close, and which door you should no longer stand before. Look to David, the one who was upheld, called, and anointed through a journey filled with trials. He had to face pursuit from Saul, a man who should have protected him, but instead became a threat. David had the opportunity to retaliate. Moments when it seemed he could end his pain with his own hand, but he did not allow betrayal to teach him to become rebellious. He placed judgment in my hands. He was not perfect, but in those moments he learned that the one I lift up does not need to lower himself through revenge. Do you see? There are seasons when I not only rescue you from the one who hurt you, I also keep you from becoming a bitter version of yourself. My beloved child, when you encounter betrayal, let it reveal what must be revealed, but do not let it rewrite your identity. It may show you who cannot continue with you, but it is not allowed to say that you are unworthy of love. It may close a chapter, but it is not allowed to declare that your story is over. It may make you cry, but it is not allowed to steal your faith that I am still faithful. Remember, I am not surprised by what you have just discovered. I saw the hidden conversations, the motives concealed behind smiles, the quiet choices covered beneath a friendly appearance. And if I allow such things to come to light, it is not to destroy you, but to free you from bonds that had begun to pull your steps away from peace. There are people who only love you when you are convenient for them. There are people who are loyal only when that loyalty requires no sacrifice. There are people who stay close to you not to grow with you, but to enjoy your light, and then leave when they can no longer control you. But I want you to understand that their departure is not always a loss. Sometimes it is purification. Sometimes I remove from you a garment that no longer fits, even though you have grown used to wearing it. Sometimes I allow a painful truth to step into the light, so that you will not continue building your future on rotting ground. Sometimes what you call being abandoned is actually the way I pull you out of a place where you are no longer respected, no longer protected, no longer treated with integrity. So do not fear the truth. Truth may hurt you for a moment, but prolonged falsehood will exhaust you. Let me teach you the difference between forgiveness and returning to slavery under old wounds. Forgiveness means handing judgment over to me. It means not allowing the poison of bitterness to continue flowing through your heart. But forgiveness does not always mean reopening the door to someone who has never repented, never changed, never learned to value what they wounded. I am not telling you to become naive. I am telling you to become free. Free not to take revenge. Free not to live in fear. Free to continue walking with purity of heart and clarity of mind, my child. Know that, though people may be faithless, I remain unchanged. Though someone may have promised and then forgotten, I do not forget the word I have spoken over your life. Though someone may have drawn near and then turned away, I do not withdraw my presence. Though someone may have made you feel replaced, overlooked, or used, I still call you precious. Bring that pain to me, not to preserve it as evidence against the whole world, but so that I may transform it into wisdom, compassion, and quiet strength. From betrayal, I can teach you to recognize true love. From the wound, I can bring forth maturity. From what seemed to make you close yourself off, I can open a life that is deeper, steadier, and nearer to me. Therefore, rise, my beloved child. Do not let betrayal make you forget that faithfulness still exists. Do not let one person's fall make you doubt my goodness. Do not let what happens in a fractured world cause you to turn away from eternal light. I will teach you to love without blindness, to trust without losing discernment, to forgive without losing your boundaries, and to move forward without carrying the chains of the old days. Betrayal may be part of a fallen world, but restoration is my work. And when I restore you, you will not return as you were before. You will become brighter, deeper, more awake, and held in my arms with a peace that betrayal no longer has the right to steal. My beloved child, do not be afraid when the things around you begin to shake, for not every shaking means destruction. There are shakings that come to bring down what is false, but there are also shakings I allow in order to place you back into the right position within my plan. You have seen doors close, relationships tremble, plans collapse, and places that once gave you a sense of safety suddenly become unfamiliar, and you wonder whether you are losing everything. But I want you to hear this clearly. Sometimes what you call loss is liberation. Sometimes what you call failure is the ground I am clearing to build something new. Sometimes the blow that seems to knock you down is the very moment I turn your steps toward a higher place. Let your heart remain calm before the schemes that rise against you. No darkness can create beyond the reach of my rule. No accusation, no betrayal, no hidden plan can escape my eyes. What the enemy forged to hurt you, I can turn into a tool to build you. The sharp point they thought would pierce deeply into your future, I can bend into a chisel that carves maturity within you. The wind they hoped would extinguish your lamp, I can use to make that flame burn stronger. You do not need to panic before opposition, because what is placed in my hand cannot have its ending determined by darkness. Remember Joseph, who was sold by his own brothers in bitterness and envy. In the eyes of the world, it was a shameful ending. A robe taken away, a path torn from his family, a future thrown into the hands of strangers. But I did not allow that pit to become the grave of his calling. I used that very painful road to bring Joseph to a place no one in his family could have opened by themselves. Prison could not hold back the word I had placed upon his life. Misunderstanding could not erase the wisdom I gave him. Human hands thought they were pushing him down. But in my wisdom, those very steps led him to a position where he could help many in the day of famine. Do you see? What is used to harm can become the stairway to a new establishment. When I am the one ruling over the story, therefore, do not rush to draw conclusions about your life when you have only seen one painful chapter. Do not call a season of being brought low your final destiny. Do not think that because you are opposed, you have been abandoned. Some attacks are not signs that you are on the wrong path, but signs that you are drawing near to a place that must be guarded. Darkness does not waste effort on what has no value. When what I have placed within you begins to grow, things that do not belong to the light may rise up to make you doubt. Grow weary and step back, but stand firm. I do not let you enter battle without covering. I do not lead you through fire so that you will be burned to ashes, but so that what is not enduring will be separated, and the part made by me will shine more clearly. The stones once thrown at you, I can gather to build an altar. The words that once wounded you, I can turn into lessons in discernment. The times you were pushed outside, I can use to bring you into a place not controlled by human approval. Ruined plans do not confuse me. I do not need everyone to agree in order to carry out what I have ordained. Nor do I need favorable circumstances in order to lift you up. I am the one who opens a way where there is no way, who makes streams flow in dry places, who rebuilds what seemed collapsed with wisdom beyond human understanding. When I decide to establish you, what once opposed you may have to serve your growth, my beloved child. Stop seeing the shaking as a curse. Sometimes I shake the old foundation because it is not strong enough for the new thing I am about to place upon your life. Sometimes I allow the things you cling to tremble, not to leave you empty, but to help you recognize what the true rock is. If a door needs pretense in order to remain open, then that door is not your resting place. If a relationship only lasts when you lose your voice, then I will teach you to release it with peace. If a position holds you only through fear, then I will remove that chain so you can step into the place guided by grace. My realignment may hurt at first, but it will save you from building your whole life on slanted ground. Do not despise the season in which I am rearranging everything. When a builder wants to construct a lasting house, he must first measure the foundation again. Remove what is rotten and set each stone in order. You may only see dust, collisions, and empty spaces, but I see the shape of what is about to be formed. I am correcting what has become crooked in your thinking, cleansing motives still mixed with fear, separating you from voices that led you far from peace. I am placing the rhythm of your life back under holy guidance. I am teaching you not to react according to wounds, not to decide according to panic, not to chase bright but hollow invitations. What I build after realignment will not easily be swept away by the old storm. Perhaps you looked at an event and called it failure, but I looked at it as a turning point. You think you've been slowed down, but I am protecting you from a path that no longer fits. You think you have lost an opportunity, but I am closing what could suffocate the calling within you. You think you have been humbled downward, but I am teaching you the humility needed before I place you in a wider space. Advancement in me is not merely being lifted higher before the eyes of the world. It is being brought into deeper maturity, greater freedom, and purer wholeness, so that when I entrust something great to you, that greatness will not swallow you. I do not only care how far you go, I care who you become along the way. So let the things that once made you tremble become evidence that I am still in control. Do not waste your strength cursing the pit when I can use it as a path leading to the palace. Do not keep weeping over doors that have closed when I am preparing an entrance you have never imagined. Do not fear those who tried to make you small, because they have no authority to measure the limit of what I have placed in you. Forgive, but do not return to slavery under old patterns. Be tender, but do not lose clarity. Be humble, but do not deny the hand with which I am lifting you. What I establish will not need your revenge in order to be protected. I, myself, will bear witness for you through fruit, through timing, through peace, through doors that open at the right moment. My child, stand still in faith, then move forward in obedience. What seemed to be forged against you will not have the final voice. What seemed to be ruins will become material for a new work. What seemed to push you backward will become the force that drives you into the depth of maturity. I do not regret calling you. I am not confused by what is happening. I will not let the enemy write the conclusion over your life.
Right.
Give me ashes, and I will build beauty. Give me wounds, and I will make them a source of wisdom. Give me the chapters that were torn apart, and I will bind them into a story with purpose. And when you look back, you will realize that even what once opposed, you had to bow before my faithfulness, so that you could be established more firmly, shine more clearly, and draw nearer to me than ever before. You may have thought you were moving backward, but I am leading you into depth. There are steps backward in the eyes of the world that are actually a separation from places that no longer fit. There are outward losses that are actually rescue from what would have drained you. There are quiet seasons not because I have forgotten you, but because I am deepening your roots so that when strong winds come, you will not be uprooted. Do not judge your journey only by speed. I care more about the foundation than the appearance. I care more about the purity of your heart than the haste of success. I care more that you become steady, clear, and closer to me than merely that you are recognized by others. So stand still in faith, then move forward in obedience. Standing still is not being motionless in fear. It is anchoring your heart in me before you act. Moving forward is not rushing in haste. It is following my voice, even when you have not yet seen the whole road. Give me ashes, and I will make beauty. Give me weariness, and I will place new strength within you. Give me the memories that still ache, and I will turn them into gentle understanding. Give me the words. Others once spoke to bring you low, and I will replace them with affirmation from my throne. You do not need to fix the whole story by yourself. I am the one who can gather scattered pieces and weave them into a garment of purpose. My beloved child, I do not regret calling you. I am not surprised by what is happening. I am not confused by the chaos you are seeing. Before you entered this season, I already knew the way out. Before you heard the words of opposition, I had prepared the word of defense. Before you saw the ruins, I had already seen the new work. Trust me one more time. The day will come when you turn back and realize that what once made you tremble became evidence of my power. What once opposed you had to serve your growth. What once made you think you had been left behind brought you closer to me. And on that day, you will understand that I did not only save you from brokenness, but established you more firmly, more purely and more deeply, so that your life would become a testimony that my faithfulness always has the final word.